Bueno, asked that with Marcus J. All right, the last thing I want to get into in this segment before we take a break is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has come under fire because of some of the comments that he has made. Apparently, Kobe Bryant has stated that we as black folks should not jump on the bandwagon of supporting folks just because they're black. He was specifically referring to the issue with the Trayvon Martin case and how the black community rallied behind the Trayvon Martin family as opposed to stepping back and allowing all of the facts to come out. And I'm paraphrasing what Kobe's position is on this one. Dub, I'm going to get your opinion on this one first, and then I'm going to let you go. Keep listening to us. If you hear something else, call us back and jump back in. But I want you in on this one first. What you got?
All right. First off, when did we start really caring about a lot of other people's opinion? That's his opinion. I don't remember anybody going to Kobe Bryant and asking him his opinion on whatever, and then when he gives his opinion, just hammering him for it. But what I will say is Kobe Bryant is absolutely right. Here's why I say that. Because a lot of times we as black people, will jump to the defense of whatever situation may be. We automatically, as a people, will jump on the side of something and not know all of the facts. We have people in our various hoods that will say, "Yo, free my man Boo, man. He ain't never did nothing to nobody, but Boo did. He raped somebody, robbed somebody, or killed somebody." But we sitting there talking about, "Yo, he need to be free." You know what I'm saying? And so that's a warped sense of thinking. What we need to do is what he said. Understand and get all of the facts first and then jump on it. Once we as a people, and I think all of us are guilty of it, once we saw that it was a young black male that was killed wrongfully by someone that looked different from us, we automatically was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, justice for Trayvon. Now, granted, things came out, and it does seem as though that, you know, we were right to basically want justice for Trayvon Martin. But I don't think that he's wrong, because a lot of times we as black people will jump on the side of something not knowing all of the facts. And, you know, sometimes there's been times that we came out and looked stupid. I'm going to say even, you know, as far back as the Tawana Brawley situation. You know,
well,
so
the only thing that
Kobe Bryant in one facet of it,
okay.
But I want us as a people, we need to watch who we go to get information from. 9/11, they went and interviewed Ja Rule about 9/11. Who gives a damn about what Ja Rule think about 9/11?
Yeah, no. The only caveat that I'll have to that is that, you know, I don't want to be overly sensitive, because I would tend to agree that we need to pay attention, but there are too many incidences where we end up being the ones with the short end of the stick when there's situations, you know. And I got a couple of, I have one story in particular that I'm going to get to later in the show that speaks to how there are different sets of rules for some folks than there are for others, you know, which is the whole reason why we have a word called affluenza. And if you are following me on Facebook, you already know where I'm going, not with the old affluenza story. Damn it, there's a new one. You know, you're a 16-year-old kid who's drunk as hell driving a pickup truck, and you kill all your friends. Your ass don't go to jail because you're too rich. So don't even get me started on, you know, the white man that gets told, go home, leave him alone, and you don't go home, you don't leave him alone, and you shoot him dead in the street. That's not a story that I need to get all the facts on, because the facts are what the facts are when you hear that. How different are they going to be, especially when you follow the trial a year or 2 years after it actually happens, and you find out what you were told on the first day is the same thing that actually happened. I'm going to let you follow up on that, Dub, and then I got to let you go. To that, you say what?
Oh, I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I think that he may have been talking in a more general situation, and maybe possibly using the Trayvon Martin situation as an example of that. I totally agree with you. You know, I do feel as though that, you know, once we get the facts or what have you, that we can make a informed decision. But for me, I do one part agree with Kobe Bryant, in regards to, let's know everything before we just start saying, let's start going with one side. But again, I don't want to deviate from the position of when did we start getting political ideas or anything like that from an athlete who's making an opinion.
I can dig
Everybody in that room, as well as myself, have an opinion. We can agree, we can disagree, but it's my opinion. You feel me?
I can dig it. Ain't no hashtag on Marcus J, brother. Like I said, keep on listening if you hear something else, because like I said, the word affluenza absolutely will come up again tonight, live from the Dan Legacy InternetRadio.com. My brother Kate, brother, we'll talk to you soon, man.
Peace and blessings.
You got it. Ain't no hashtag on Marcus JP. I know you've been quietly listening over there. What you got, sis?
Well, that story kind of is like near and dear to my heart because I actually got a chance to interview his father and actually spent a little time with his father. And I guess for me, it's kind of like I got to know a little more about the story before everything really went down, before they decided to throw the case out and all that. And just talking to him, I could just feel their pain. I guess the whole nation felt it, though. So I understand what Kobe's saying. Like, y'all just flocking. Y'all just following behind the story because it's the thing to do right now. I get what he's saying, but it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's bigger than that. It was an eye-opener for us.
I just think that
it was another story to happen right by it, the same type of incident.
Yeah, Jordan Davis. And that guy ended up going home on a hung... Well, he didn't go home because he actually got convicted of attempted murder of the people he didn't kill. But the murder charge was a freaking hung jury. Go figure on that one. But, you know, it's one of those things, man. It's like people in our general age group, and I'll say just 30 and up, just so that I can encompass every single person. How is it that you can see the stuff that goes on just in our lifetimes and not see a clear bias? Now, I'm not one that is going to indict every single white person as a racist and say that they're bad and all that kind of stuff. Just like every black person ain't your brother. Yeah. Because there's some dirty dudes out here. But the truth of the matter is, when you got Marissa Alexander, who tried to defend herself, she shot in the ceiling. And then you got Trayvon Martin, who was murdered. He got shot in the chest. It's just, Stephen, I don't understand how the same state can do both. And someone who is clearly worldly, and not worldly because they play basketball. I'm not making Kobe out to be a worldly guy because he plays basketball. I make Kobe out to be worldly because he lives in Los Angeles. It's someone that makes the kind of money that he makes, so you don't get to be a gazillionaire and be a dummy at the same time intellectually. Now, you're probably a dummy socially and common sense wise, but he's not a dummy. This is someone who was raised partially in another country. So we're not talking about a dummy here. Let me get a couple of comments in real quick before I get you, Stephen. My brother said, what up, bro? He says he's talking about the Deshaun Jackson. He says the teammate launches the M-bomb and gets a contract extension. He's talking about Riley Cooper. Joy is disappointed in Kobe. Trayvon Martin was and is a serious case. She's agreeing with me. Mr. LP, jump in here, get your comment, and what you got, man?
I've heard the whole live audio of the interview, and the thing with that is he was trying to understand what he was trying to say in the spirit, but he was just dumb in terms of how it goes out. And it's a constant issue with Kobe that on many things, a social issue, he's inarticulate in how he conveys himself. It's just a matter of, it was not a situation of running after somebody black. There are many people of all cultures supporting this Trayvon Martin. And for him to feel that it was just one thing, we just doing it because of black, especially after all this time, for him to still say that and take that position is very wrong. And to criticize the Heats about for doing it. And then keep in mind, it wasn't too long ago that he was looking for everybody's support, black support, when he got in trouble with his little rape thing in Colorado.
Brought that up,
so he forgot. He totally forgot where he stood on that, and then how many people jumped this girl and harassed her and her family to the point where she just wanted to drop it.
Now we got the Kobe contract.
Exactly.
Where that come from?
And then to K Dove's point about people looking at Kobe Bryant, because he's one of the few maybe upper pillars of sports arenas for whatever reason, and that we don't have what we talk about, we don't have the Jim Browns, the Kareem, the Muhammad Ali today to help influence the mood of our people. We should be able to do it ourselves by now, but unfortunately we don't.
before Grizzy, I'm gonna get you in here, but I want you to make your point. But I want you to address something that I'm getting in social media. Big Rube is listening to us. Shout out to my partner, Big Rube, who used to be the co-host of Ain't No Hat Steppin with Marcus J here on Mondays from 7 to 9:30. Now is the host of Clutch, the sports show for you. Heard every single Friday night from 7 to 9 with his partner Dre. Every single Friday night on Legacy Internet Radio. This actually may even be him calling. I was getting ready to shout him out. This may even be him calling, but maybe it's not. But I got a call on the line. I'm thinking it's my brother. Who is this calling? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what's up, man? It's Big Rube.
That's what I thought.
I can't take it.
He said he couldn't take it because we talk about Kobe, player.
All right, what you got, man?
Look, man, it's not even about Kobe at this point, man. My thing is, just like K-Dub said, why do we care what people who have no type of power, I don't want to say power because that's disingenuous. But I mean, I don't care what Kobe says. Yeah, he may be a Laker, and I may like him, but I don't sit here and say, "Wow, Kobe sucks. Kobe doesn't like black people," because he makes a statement. Who cares? I mean, in my personal opinion, you gotta have your own opinion, and if you don't have your own opinion, you ain't got nothing. And it is what it is. As far as what Kobe says, I'm with K-Dub to a point. I'm not about something happens and we automatically jump to one side. I'm about, hey, we need to figure out what's going on before it happens where we get on the wrong side and we look stupid. Not just we as in black people. I'm talking we as in people, because I think it's really just unfortunate how quick that America, because we do it all the time, hears something and they automatically have opinion one way or another. It's never an answer C. It's always A and B. And if anybody knows me, my thing is there's always an answer C. And until you can figure out what the answer C is, you don't make an opinion until you see what's up. That's just on me.
All right, hold tight for a second.
Jim Brown thing, we talked about that.
Okay.
And
I'm
Jim
actually
Brown
glad
is
you
old,
went there.
and he's stuck in 1970, and it is what it is.
Well, we're gonna disagree on that because I agree with Jim Brown on that. But I want to get Grizzy on here. We'll talk.
Well, I mean,
hold the line, Ruben.
I mean, I feel Ruben, you're taking a very good. I won't say politically correct stance, because I know how you feel about Kobe, but you already prefaced it by saying, it is not about Kobe. It's an economic thing for me. Like, if your tax bracket go up, you ain't got the same worries, concerns, things that's on your either political agenda, social agenda, any kind of agenda, because you are above the clouds, i.e., rapping world, Jay-Z, sports world, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Yes, you could be that. Like, for me, if it was me and if I came into like a $20 million contract,
right.
First thing I'm gonna do, I always say this to anybody, I'm gonna help my church out that helped raise me when I was a kid, and the Richmond Boys and Girls Club that kept me from being somebody else out in these streets. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm not saying that none of these professional athletes or entertainers don't do any of that stuff, but you can't just come out like that, Kobe Bryant, and say, don't be quick to judge. Like you usually, even the president was quick to judge, even though it was done in a political manner. He had to say something. Well, first thing he said was, Trayvon, if I had a son, Trayvon would look like me. Kobe, if you had a son, your kid, you got daughters though, but your son would look like Trayvon Martin, and then you want to come and
I would disagree with you, Grizzy, on that one part when you mentioned the president, because the president was asked the question. He would have.
He didn't make a statement.
He would have never brought that up because it would be political suicide for him to bring that up. He was asked the question, his thoughts about it, and what he said was the situation was sad, and he can empathize with the family if he had his son. His son would look like Trayvon Martin, so he wasn't really.
That's better than what Kobe said.
Well, he wasn't politicizing the situation. There's nothing close to what Kobe said. I want to get my brother Ken in on this one. Ken, what's your thoughts? You sitting here quiet, you listening to us. What's your thoughts, my brother?
Just soaking it all in. I feel like Kobe Bryant should focus on making baskets and not political statements. But I do sort of sympathize with him from the aspect of we do tend to support people just based on their ethnicity rather than what they've actually done. Like, we've been shouting to free Lil Boosie for years now, and Boosie went to jail for a reason. So
Right.
why are we
Right.
hyping up for him to
I
get out
don't
and
need
so
no
forth? So-
Boosie.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I can dig it. That's,
But I do feel like as a public figure, you have to have some type of coof and know what situations you speak on and which ones you don't. So that's pretty much where you messed up at.
Before Ruben, I'm gonna give you the final word on this subject because we do need to go and take a break. So make your final statement real quick for me. But I'll say this before you speak. My thing on it, and I mentioned that I understood where Jim Brown was coming from. I mean, to be completely honest, I think the history of this country, and I think those folks who are paying attention to the way people of color and people of lower income in this country are treated, I think those people are people who need to be defended. And so if you decide that you're going to defend these people, then you are not someone that needs to get ridiculed. Now, if you're someone who looks at the situation and you immediately want to throw fire on it or be negative about it, then you're someone that's going to catch my ire. I don't think that's what Kobe did. I understand he's saying that you want to get
He just got a high school education.
I understand what Kobe is saying. You want to get all the information before you say anything, but the truth of the matter is Kobe made those statements after all the facts came out. If he had said that the day after Trayvon Martin was murdered by George Zimmerman, you may get me to feel kind of different about it. But Kobe Bryant said this shit last week, okay? We're talking 6 months after George Zimmerman was found not guilty of murder, when we know based on the facts. I don't think that there's anybody other than them 12 morons on that damn jury that didn't think, and make that 11 because one lady came out and said, "Oh, we got it wrong. You should have said something when you was in the jury box."
Yeah, she had.
But Rube, I'll let you get the final word because we do need to move on for a break. What you got?
I mean, I understand everybody's feelings on it, and that's why we're blessed with opinions, and that's fine. But once again, I will say this. Kobe Bryant did not just make a statement like that out of the blue. He was also being interviewed, and they also asked him the question. So, it's one of these things, unfortunately, in the world of media, if you ask a question, you're going to get something. You just don't know what you're going to get till you get it.
You got it.
So, look, show sounds great tonight. I'm going to keep listening, and hopefully, everybody can catch me out Friday, 7 to 9 on Clutch. We got a lot to talk about this week. Got a lot to talk about.
Got a WrestleMania preview room.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot to talk about. We get to talk about how Big Rube is in first place and Marcus J is in last place in our clutch pool.
Wow.
But not only is Big Rube and Marcus J in first and last place respectively, Big Rube and Marcus J both have Florida in the pool, which means I cannot catch him. Big Rube will win the pool. There's no way that he can lose it. He will win the pool, but all I need Florida to do is win one of the two games in front of them, and I won't come in last place. There you go. That's all I need. Yeah. Big Rube, thanks for listening to us, my brother. Stay with us. If you hear something else, continue listening and call us back, man.
Hey. All right, y'all take it light.
You got it, man. Ain't no ass stepping with Marcus J. Live from the den of LegacyInternetRadio.com. We are at the end of this segment, and before we take our first break of the night, I want my sister P to jump in one more time and tell us about the P Show. Sis, what you got?
Oh, yes, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tune into the P Show this Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Y'all can call us at 804-402. I thought I might have knew it. It sounded good, too. 2893, you guys. Y'all make sure y'all call us. The topic is on the low. And the second topic is, why did we get fired? So we just kind of want to shed some light to people on what's going on, because I know people always have questions, and our listeners are going to call. Our listeners got very comfortable with us where we were, but it's all about growing. And we get them the it's kind of like more like a shady reel. What we gonna call it? It's gonna be fun. We just throw a little shade, but we don't really tell them everything.
Let's clarify first that we didn't get fired. Nobody's stupid.
No, we actually
I told you.
we don't just get fired.
Nobody's stupid. But we're gonna be pretty open about what's happening.
Yeah,
It sounds interesting.
it's all positive. I wish everybody success wherever, but as we all grow, we all been somewhere before.
Amen.
And then we ended up here. We back together.
Amen.
We started off together. Think about it.
We started off. I remember that day in
We was in the parking lot for
in
like
August,
2 hours
in
talking.
In August of 2000,
Yep.
August of 2000, I believe it was
11.
11, where we stood in that parking lot.
Yeah.
Jay Grizzy, Marcus J, and P, and others stood in that parking lot for at least 2 hours,
Just talking about everything.
kicking
We was
it,
too
and,
hyped.
and we did our shows, and it was funny because I ain't gonna talk too long on this. We do need to move on for a break, but the original Green Room did the show. I was a co-host on that show with Jay Grizzy.
Yeah.
And you were on the show. You had your show there, and Jay Grizzy at 3 months said, "Screw that, I'm out. This is crazy. I ain't fooling with you people no more. I'm out." And that's when we established, how Steppin with Marcus J. And around about that time, you as well got smart and ended up leaving.
Yes.
I was the only dummy that stayed there, for
you
as
grind
long
out
as I
too.
did. But had I not stayed there and learned the things that I
Yeah.
learned, Big Rube and I would not have had the forethought to be able to create and
You
found
studied.
Legacy Internet Radio.
That's right.
And now we're all together, and it's not about anybody being on top of nobody else. We all crew.
Nah, this gonna be
We're
great.
all family, and we all doing this together. So I am happy
Of course.
and definitely blessed to be able to see you here.
Yeah.
And the same with my man Jay Grizzy here.
I was just saying, say that on the air. Where Lissa P at? So she can
Yeah,
hear.
where
Come
you
on
at?
down, girl.
And of course.
So y'all
of course,
definitely
Melissa
make
P,
sure y'all.
the very first lady whose voice you ever heard on Legacy Internet Radio.
Oh, really?
Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J.
Oh
Melissa
yeah,
P,
she was the first lady.
Melissa
Huh?
P is the first lady of Legacy Internet Radio. So we
Okay, you
definitely,
guys.
show her some love as well. And P, you got something you want to?
Yeah,
I see
course.
you flashing the
I
flyer.
have like 1,000
you
things going on at one time, guys.
Show me the flyer and show me tell me about the flyer and tell me about the store, and then we need to get out of here.
Definitely. You guys, I have a birthday coming up. My birthday is April 16th, and on my actual birthday, every year I have a celebration at the Funny Bone. This year we're bringing Red Grant. Last year we had Michael Blackson. It was a sold out show. You might want to Google Red Grant, but he's the light skinned dude with the gap in his tooth, and people always say, "Well, who is Red Grant?" So tickets are on sale now at the funnybone.com. Funnybone. RichmondFunnyBone.com, and tickets are $15 in advance right now. The night of the show, they'll go up to $20. So definitely come out Wednesday, April 16th. The show starts at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, one or the other. Also, please check out Celebrity Status Jewels. I have my own jewelry store. It's off of 9 Mile Road in Richmond. It's right across from the Food Line off of 9 Mile Road. And I also have an online website. It's celebritystatusjewels.com. So if you would like to shop there, follow me on Instagram, The Makings of P, because I have makings. I make a lot of stuff happen. So when you make a lot of stuff happen, you have makings. So follow The Makings of P on Instagram. Ken hates when I do that. And also follow Celeb Stat Jewels on Instagram, and this way you can see some of the custom phone cases I have, costume jewelry. You can get you some replica stuff. I don't like to talk about knockoffs on air, but it just happens sometimes.
Move on.
And then Ken, yeah,
Ken telling you to move on.
Yeah.
I like the word replica. Ain't no half stepping.
Yeah.
With Marcus JP. Thank you, and Ken.
Ken,
both,
please tell them about your
for being
blog.
here. Yes, definitely, Ken. What you got, man?
Check me out at itskenbarbie.com, your #1 source in news and entertainment. Also check out For Pretty Bitches by Ken Barbie, which is my cosmetics line. We just restocked and introduced some new things, so make sure you check it out at itskenbarbie.com. And also catch me and Pete tomorrow night on Dirty Laundry. That's Comcast 95 and Verizon 36 at 9 p.m.
Say that one more. Say that one more time because you slipped that in real quick. Say that one more time.
It's Dirty Laundry. What we talking about tomorrow night? We're talking.
And even if we can't get you, because we know Comcast is local to here.
we have
Richmond,
it on
Virginia.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube. So
you
more
can
time.
find us. Dirty Laundry airs in Richmond, Henrico, Hanover, and you can find us on Comcast 95, Verizon 36, and also you can look at our YouTube, youtube.com/2. That's the number 2, the P Show. So if you log on there, you can catch all the video.
Yes.
Tomorrow, me and Ken have decided that we're going to tell y'all how to become business owners, how to do this thing right. just different things that me and him have been through in our business, the do's and don'ts, I guess, what we learned along the way. I think it's going to help people. What you thinking?
I think so. I mean, we get a lot of questions all the time about how did you do this and why you're doing this. So I think
I've asked y'all questions
Because y'all go hard in the paint. I'm telling you.
since we started in business, and I jumped in and I've asked P a bunch of questions, and I'm definitely glad to have my sister down with us. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. All right, we're gonna take.
You are over.
First, yeah, man.
But
we run the building. We run the building. We got
punch
that.
Steven.
Before you want to punch Steven?
I'm gonna punch Steven.
You gonna punch Steven?
Because he hit me.
He hit
Well,
you.
you Ray Ricing you already.
Steven, you hitting girls?
I'm not
you
that
can't
girl.
hit
I'm not that
girls.
girl.
After that whole Ray Rice speech, you
I'm
go.
not
Yeah,
that
for
girl.
real. Yeah, because she don't look like Janae.
She get paid.
You know how Steppin with
though.
Marcus J. All right, we're gonna take our first break of the night, and when we come back. We go, oh, damn, she just gave him a frog right on his
When we come back, we're going to be looking for Lissa P.
When we come back, we're gonna be looking for Lissa P. We're going to also be looking for SY to bring us her segment, which we haven't had in the last couple weeks. Glad to have her back. Tease it, my sister. What you got? What we talking about?
I'm going to tell y'all some secrets. Y'all going to tell me some.
You got some tea.
I don't even talk. I don't want to talk.
You got some tea.
She says secrets. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. Live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio for my sister SY, my brother Mr. LP, my brother Ken Barbie, my brother Jay Grizzy, and my sister P of the P Show. Debuting this Saturday the 5th from 12 to 2. Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J. Be back in a few minutes. Stay with us.
Can you dig it?